Welcome to the Red and Green Report.
Orale, let's do this.
Yeah, we are back. Episode 17. Been knocking them out. Just people have been really cool coming through. Shout out to Soy. Shout out to DJ Just Incredible. Shout out Kelly. But today's unofficial sponsor of the Red and Green Report, episode 17, is Casa Benavides. Me, Ken, and Cindy and Ken's mom went, and I had a smothered chicharrone burrito. It was the bomb. Go check out Casa Benavides, North 4th Street. I think it's North 4th. In that area. Don't hesitate to go. It's really good. Chile's bomb. But yes, today I have the homeboy Phillip. Torres. Flux is in the house. What's up, man?
What's up?
What up, what up? So yeah, man, I was actually at the Lobo game a few weeks ago. Saw the Lobos play Green Bay University. Wore my Green Bay shit. But the intro video to the Lobos, I noticed it says, is it Jake or Jack?
Jack.
Jack and Flux, or is it Flux and Jack?
Yeah, it's Jack and Flux.
Okay. And I was wondering, I was like, man, I wonder if that's Flux. And then I did like a video of the game, and you hit me up, and you were like, yo, check out the video. And I was like, yep, that was him. Okay, but so how long ago did you do that video?
Shoot, we literally finished it like 2 days before the season began.
Oh,
like
really?
the first home game, basically.
Yeah.
So I think a few months ago. I don't know.
Dang. So you had all the players?
Yeah, we got to hang with all the players for a little bit, which was tight. In the pit, film there, and we took a couple to the rail yards, and yeah, man, it was a lot of fun.
That's what's up, dude. Yeah, I saw the rail yards in the video, and actually a long time ago, about 7 years ago, I wanted to do a video, and I think I hit up the film office, the New Mexico film office, and I was like, hey, what do I need to do to film at the rail yards? And they never hit me back. So you're my new connect.
Oh, man, it's not a fun.
It's not.
Yeah, man. That's why
Okay.
I think most of us go guerrilla.
Well, see, I talked to another homie. He was like, dude, just go in there and film. And if they tell you to leave, leave. And I'm like, yeah, you're right, man. I'm just trying to go through the.
Yeah,
well, you know what I mean?
You got to be official when it's like with players or
Okay.
like actors you're paying, because if they get hurt, then
Yeah.
you're the one that it goes on.
And that's another thing somebody told me, when you do that, when you get the permission and all that, they ask you, who's your insurance company, or does somebody have insurance?
Yeah, and you got to pay a fee too. So it's
Ooh.
like, yeah, man. But
Okay, gorilla it is. That's
real.
what's up, man. But no, man, thanks for coming through. I really appreciate all of you guys just taking the time to come through and do this. So Flux, man, I just want to start. You're from New Mexico? You were born here?
No,
You're not.
but,
Okay.
yeah, I'm from. My hometown is San Antonio, Texas.
San Antonio. Okay.
My lineage goes back to Old Town.
Okay.
New Albuquerque, Old
Okay.
Town. The Benavides side.
Oh.
And so we were one of the first 10 families that moved here. I don't know what happened to the land,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
I'm sure many people are connected now to those 10 original families that founded. And then also Las Cruces too.
Mm-hmm.
So I still have some family that live there. And San Antonio, Texas, where a lot of my family lives, though.
Okay.
But I grew up in the military, like with my stepdad, and so that got me kind of going everywhere.
Yeah, me too, man. I was gonna talk about that later on in the podcast, actually. But we actually lived in you lived in Ramstein for a time, right?
Yeah. Yep.
And we know some same people because I was living out there as well. And yeah, man, that's cool. When were you out in Ramstein?
I moved there in '97, and then I moved here in 2000.
Okay.
And yeah, man, Ramstein or just Germany, Europe is just crazy. You know how it is.
Oh,
man.
dude, it was nuts. Dude, I had the best time. Like in high school, I was in high school out there. I didn't go to high school in Ramstein. I went to high school near Frankfurt, Hanau High School.
Hanau, yep.
But we would go to
We would
Ramstein all
crush
the time.
them. I played soccer.
Okay. Yeah, you guys, I mean, Ramstein had a team. They always had teams. Heidelberg always had teams.
Yep.
And then when I was there, Hanau was we were Division II. So we played a lot of the smaller high schools. But every once in a while, we would play Ramstein, K-Town, Lakenheath.
I think we played them in a tournament. It was like 9-0 or something.
Yeah, dude, yeah. We had teams, bro. It was rough for a while. Towards my junior and senior year, though, we were starting to we were going to championship games for basketball and soccer.
Yeah.
We didn't win any of them, but we were doing a lot better, man.
Man, there was always better teams too than us, and it was just that was a tough league, man.
Ramstein had
got some German nationals too
dude.
that are half American, half German.
Yeah.
That grew up just in league play.
And then we played a school, maybe you heard of them, Black Forest Academy.
Mm-hmm.
And they were a Christian school in the Black Forest, southwestern Germany. And that's all they did was play soccer. So we would play them, and it would be 14-2. You know what I mean? And we got 2 because they would throw in their second string or their third string or whatever.
When we play the English, they would crush us. But yeah, man, I was there for a few years, and the hip hop community over there.
Oh, dude. Yeah.
And Kaiserslautern, which was about, I don't know, it was 15 minutes away, 20.
Yeah.
I had a lot of homies that went to that school.
Uh-huh.
We called it K-Town.
K-Town, yep.
And it was just a really cool vibe going on in that city, and I got to meet some MCs there, and DJs that were really dope.
Yeah. K-Town was kind of it's a cool city because you have the military there, and a lot of people just retired there. Mm-hmm. So they were raising American German families or, whatever, and the nationalities just all mixed.
Yeah.
So, the hip-hop community there was nuts, dude. DJs, MCs, graph writers, B-boys. It was crazy how that small city in Germany had such a big hip-hop community, but it's because of all the, the Americans that were going there. But, yeah, man, I miss it, man. I've been back here for 10 years. Holy shit. I've been back here 10 years,
Damn.
And I miss it. Yeah, I went back 2 summers ago. I went to Berlin. I have a buddy in Berlin. But I went back to K-Town, and, so much has changed, dude.
Yeah, I can't even
so
imagine. 2000 to now, which is 20 years in Albuquerque, and this is actually the longest I've ever lived in a spot. I got my kids here, and, it's our home. It's their home. You know what I mean? My parents live in Los Lunas, so we're around the block, and, primarily live in downtown for the most part while I'm here. It's pretty much Barelas right there.
Yeah.
1 street over from the official, what I'm saying, the Cole Avenue. But 8th Street, was there for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Audio, who we used to make music with Zoology, he was my next door neighbor for a minute.
Okay.
So we would practice there and also party there.
Yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, man.
Got a little crazy, but it was dope. I love downtown.
Word up, man. Yeah, man. Downtown, Albuquerque, it's funny in the military community. A lot of people say I'm not from anywhere. I'm just a military brat. But I always felt nah, man, Albuquerque's home. I've been to a lot of places, and whenever anybody asked me where you from, I'd always say, "Oh, I'm from New Mexico. I'm from Albuquerque."
Yeah, man. Yeah. This is where my people are, from, and my current too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, word up.
Just some of the most remarkable people, relationships. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me as well, man. It's been a good 10 years, to say the least. But where'd you go to elementary school? Was that kind of all over, or?
Well, it was we started in I started school in I think San Antonio, and then we moved to North Carolina, Fayetteville.
Fayetteville, yeah. Vietnam, bro.
Dude, for real, it's
I had a lot of homies from Fayetteville, man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy there. It's interesting.
Yeah.
A lot of Republicans.
Oh, yeah, I'm
or
sure.
Or whatever. I don't want to get too political.
No, it's all good, man.
Though? I feel like that's a good stereotype.
Yeah.
To describe it.
I think so. Yeah, man, it is.
I went to school there, and then I think it was 5th grade. I moved to Japan, to Yokota Air Force Base.
What?
Yeah.
Bro, I lived in Yokota Air Force Base.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, man. So
We're going to find out we're brothers.
yeah,
in
man. We're
this-
gonna
on
find
this
out
play.
we had the same kindergarten teacher
the
and shit.
same.
What year were you in Yokota? Oh, you said 5th grade.
Yeah, I was there for 7 years until 90 to 97. 97 is when I left to Germany.
That's okay. So yeah, my dad, he was a nurse here in the city, and my brother was here. He was born here, and then I was born, and my dad went to this convention, this nurse conference convention in Kentucky, and there was a recruiter for Dodds, and they were like, "Hey, we need nurses." So my dad signed up, and his first station was Yokota Air Force Base.
Yeah.
We were there from 84 to 87, and then we moved to Germany after that. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
I don't know if you remember stuff from Japan, but Japan's just on a different world.
I remember the malls. I got lost in a mall, and I just remember bawling, like, where is mom and dad? And, like, this is like, no cell phones. Like, I'm a little kid. I wouldn't know how to use a phone anyway.
And nobody was probably even paying attention to you.
I mean,
because Japanese people are just very conservative, like, private.
Actually, there was this ice cream place, and I remember it because on the menu it was like 1 scoop all the way to like 12. You could get it like a 12-scoop cone. And I was in front of that place, and a woman actually was like talking to me, but she was speaking Japanese, and I'm like, what is going on? I don't know what's going on. Finally, I saw my mom and dad, and they're like, oh my God, where did you go? And I'm like, well, where did you go?
That was when they wouldn't be worried about like getting kidnapped.
Oh,
as more as like just being on your own. Nowadays, you're like, oh damn, it's the first thing you think about as a parent. But yeah, Japan, man, I think that was for me that was like super eye opening too.
Yeah,
and also like, you know, thinking about the culture in terms of, you know, their spirituality too, and just like there's so many temples throughout cities, and, and you know, there's a lot of different, I don't know, ways they communicate to each other, and also like the culture too, and the way it's ingrained, and even the hip hop culture over there is different.
Well, I remember on base, one of my memories that I have of Yokota, there would be these guys on BMX bikes doing the tricks, and then like right after that, like b-boys would come in. Yep. I just remember thinking, dang, and my mom being, oh, look, John, look at the dancers. I was like, oh, this is cool, you know, and it's just like a bunch of Japanese kids just bah, 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 bah. But yeah, dude, Japan, I don't have a lot of memories. I remember one of the places, we lived off base for a time, and I remember some of the walls were made of paper, and my brother and I would just like, boom, punch the walls, and my parents, what are you doing? You know, yeah, dude. So I remember that. I remember the smell of like the markets, you know, all the fish, all the seafood. The malls were huge, like floors. And then even on top, they had these like arcades with like rides.
Oh,
and
man.
the birds. I remember the birds. There were so many birds, dude.
We would hit up a spot, like, we were in Fusa, like, all the time. I was skating back then, and I would just skate from my house on base, off base, like, for 15 minutes on the worst fucking pavement. Just like, this sucks. But
this sucks.
It was just part of the process when you're young, you know what I mean?
Oh, for sure,
You
dude.
ain't got no, you know, we didn't have a bus set up over there, but we did have the train. Once you're downtown in Fusa, it was like you can get on the train.
Yeah,
and go
the trains,
wherever.
bro. I remember on base, right? Because we moved on base, and there was the gate, and the gate, right? It ran through the gate. The train tracks ran right through the gate. So sometimes we'd have to wait for the train, you know, to pass. Yeah. And just like seeing hundreds of people on the train, like, whoa.
Flipping them off.
Yeah.
You know, all young and dumb.
Throwing gravel at them. Ah! Yeah.
Man, I was a knucklehead.
So you were in 5th grade in Japan.
All the way to 10th.
All the way to 10th.
Well, I was 7 years, so whatever that means.
Okay.
I don't know. Great.
All right. Yeah. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. Yeah, man. 10th grade. So did you go to, so when my dad was there, he was the nurse. I think there were 2 high schools. There was Yokota East.
Yeah.
And Yokota West.
Yeah.
Did that still exist when you were there?
For elementary, yeah. And then once you go to middle school, it's from 6th grade. Oh, wait. I'm trying to remember. Sorry.
It's all good.
6th or 8th all the way to 12th.
Yeah, okay.
I think it's 6th to 12 or 8th to 12th. Yeah, I think it was 8th.
Because the Dodd schools were really small.
Yeah,
so even
8th to 12th.
When I went to elementary school in Lodges Field Air Force Base in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. And my elementary school was kindergarten through 6th. And then the high school was 8th. Well, it was middle school, but all the grades were connected 7th through 12th. So even the high school team, like the basketball team, had like 7th and 8th graders on it. Yeah.
If they're just balling.
Yeah,
Well,
dude.
I mean, that's an interesting
Well, it's
thing,
small,
too.
so you got to put whoever on the team. But
Oh,
yeah.
I thought they were just really good.
And they had a flag football team, and they would play the Airmen because there was no other high schools to play. So they would always get
man,
ripped.
that's crazy.
They would just, man.
You would learn quick.
Oh, definitely. Like the teams got better towards the end of the season. But
Yeah.
it's like, dang, dude. Those military dudes would just crush the high school kids, man. Just speed, agility, strength, just boom. Because they're training every day.
Yeah, we would
Push-ups,
ball.
running,
We would
or-
ball and play airmen too at the East Side gym.
Okay.
I used to play a lot
Yeah.
back then, and I think 10th grade I was like, I'm not growing anymore.
It was we played pickup games with with the airmen or the enlisted, and sometimes it would get pretty buck, dude. It'd get pretty wild. It's like, you remember I'm in like 7th and 8th grade, right? Just
Oh yeah, I mean, all we could do is just talk shit because they'd be like, like busting our ass and be like, knowing our strategies.
Yeah. Definitely, dude. It was playing with older men, just watching them lose their temper, like lose their shit.
Oh, dude, that would make us even play better too. Like,
yeah,
oh,
dude.
what?
Yeah. Jordan. Yeah, man. That was a great time.
Yeah.
So, high school, where did you move? After Japan, you moved to
I moved to Germany.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, duh. Shit.
Yep.
And you went to high school out in Ramstein?
Ramstein Air Force Base, yeah, and we lived off base,
Yeah.
which I was very grateful for my parents to be able to make that decision because it was just different living out
Yeah,
there.
dude.
I hated the bases, man.
Yeah,
I hated it all. Like even since Japan, just being like, fuck, man, I hate it.
Yeah.
Because Japan was expensive, to live off base. We did
Uh-huh.
for a little bit, and then in Germany it was like, maybe a little bit in the beginning. Then we moved like 5 towns away.
Mhm.
So I'm like, excuse me.
No, you're good.
My first ride was like a box, like Jetta,
Yeah.
like whack ride, just like my first one, $500, and then I would just drive through like the towns, and then
Yeah.
it's like different because this is like beautiful green.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? The roads are tiny, and you're supposed to
Oh,
fit 2
dude.
cars, and you're just
Yeah.
like freaking out.
Yeah, there were times like I'd be driving and like another car would be coming, and I'm like, well, what do I do?
You go in
They're
the
like,
grass
John,
a little
you gotta
bit.
move. You gotta move. Yeah, you gotta move onto the grass a little bit. Like, what the fuck? Yeah. So, I mean, you get used to it, and eventually, I got used to it pretty quick because it happened all the time. So I didn't get my license till I was 18.
Oh,
Yeah, I got my military whatever license, no picture on it, just like the name and the license plate and all that, birthday.
yeah,
But
yeah, because that's
man.
interesting too, because you can drink over there when you're 16.
Yeah.
You learn how to drink, and then you're like, I learned how to drive.
Yeah. But it's funny. People tell me like, "Oh man, that's crazy," and I'm like, "Well, beer is a larger part of the culture over there."
Oh, yeah, man.
You see little kids drinking it. Their parents
They
give them
have
a little
those
bit.
Cola Weissens,
The Cola Weissen, yeah, man. The Cola beers,
Coca-Cola,
a little bit of
and
pills, or
some, what kind of beer is in there?
it's like a
usually?
light beer, like a
Like
pilsner.
Pilsner.
Yeah. Hmm.
I remember I had one when I was young too, and
Oh yeah, dude.
my parents, I think, were around too. I'm just playing.
That was one
I don't
thing. My dad, he was like, "Look, you guys can drink over here."
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not, you guys be responsible. You know what I mean? And we were, for the most part.
Shit.
We were, and, we got into trouble. We did. But we never, we were always safe with the drinking.
yeah,
We did it at home. Dad knew what we were doing. And, this is and we could buy it. So it was like,
oh yeah.
We
And
couldn't-
you couldn't buy it on base.
on
until
base,
you
you
were
had to be 18. Yeah, dude.
So, but you could go to a bar.
And I was never
Run
ID'd.
bat an eye.
Yeah, I was
They
never
probably
ID'd.
look at us like these dumb, these Americans coming in here. Damn, they're gonna get all fucked up.
Yeah,
and just
dude.
like start.
And it's not like some like can of beer or like a 16-ounce beer. It's like this big ass fucking like Moss stein of beer. Just like,
like-
whoa.
I feel like you're in a Viking movie or something.
Exactly.
or
Yeah.
some-
Skull. Yeah, dude. Exactly. So cool, man. Where did you end up after Germany?
Yeah, so I moved here.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad got stationed in Kirtland,
Kirtland. Yeah.
so I lived on base for maybe half a year or less. I don't remember. I think my parents stayed there, and then I just kind of got my own spot.
Okay.
I think.
How old were
in,
you when you
South
came
Broadway?
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Were you around 18, 19 when you came back, or? Maybe
I
a little bit older.
was think I was just turning 19. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, 18, yeah.
18.
Because I graduated high school when I was 17.
Okay.
I don't remember. One of those
Okay.
years.
No, it's all good. Then you moved to South Broadway?
Yeah, I got my own spot. Like, I just remember it, like, I was just so happy, dude. You know how it is getting your own.
Dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, yeah.
And it was a dope location. And, yeah, man. On base, though, I met somebody who I knew in Japan, which was Rory Tibbles, a.k.a. Tag, and who moved back out to Japan recently. But he's kind of like the one that I met right away when I moved here. And then I started, like, meeting other heads because I was, like, wanting to make some music at that point.
Okay.
And, like, I was kind of playing around with it and, like, you know, not taking it seriously. And, you know, and then through that meeting, you know, like who's now known as Nick Fury and Bless, the Tubers, Mantis Fist, you know, all those cats. And that was like, man, that was really nice for me being new to a spot and like seeing that there's immediately like a community and also like just people that were cool to get down with. And from there, you know, I just started meeting other heads too and then throwing events and you know, and I was talking I think Speed about this recently and how like when I arrived that's when there was not much hip hop downtown. Like places like Launchpad wouldn't even book hip hop shows.
Wow.
They would tell us, you know, and same with Burt's.
Really?
Burt's before it reopened, I would try to get shows because we were all making music and performing. You know, this is probably like 2001. And yeah, I think it was just like a part of a good movement because I know before that there was more shows like in the late 90s. Yeah, you know, which I've heard about and but I wasn't around for. But I would meet like the heads like Speed especially and Intox and you know a lot of the older heads. You know,
that's what's up.
Who got us on like maybe 5 years or something.
Word, man.
But you know, I think it's also in that vein good to like pay tribute and like respect.
Definitely.
The culture, the elders, you know what I'm saying? Like, but anyway, like, yeah, man, that was like for me. And then also going to C&M, which was TVI.
Yep.
I met Jungle and then the future manager for Burt's. Then that kind of got us into,
Final and Versus. Yeah. Yeah. He's a professor at C&M, right? The old manager or owner or whatever.
Even before Burt's, it was at the Liquid Lounge. Which is now, what is that place called? Not Cake, it's the other spot. Hush. Yeah. So that used to be, that was original Violent Versus spot.
Oh, okay.
And like DJ Scientific was the DJ.
Yeah.
He was orchestrating stuff too to get that night happening. And then I think it was one of the bartenders that worked there I think it was Dave Ledeker. Hit him up and then hit us up and then
that's what's
we were
up.
like, oh shit, we'll promote this. You know, he's DJing it and let's try to get a vibe going and let's do some MC battles.
Yeah, man.
So man, that was a beautiful time. That's when I met DJ Shakedown and Clout.
Okay.
All the heads, really.
Yeah.
You know, and that kind of got us to all like vibe and we're meeting. I mean, the MCs came out of the woodwork.
Yeah, definitely, dude. We always do.
And B-boys.
Yeah. What year is this, do you think?
That was like 2002 or 3. I think it was 2 or 3. Yeah. Yeah, and that we would just pack that spot, and it was like a place you wouldn't think would let us throw an event there, and eventually they got tired of us for
really?
sure. You know, tagging up the bathrooms and like getting, you know,
I know,
being
man.
like having fun, you know, in some fun ways, and just like, you know, also like we kind of just I think we needed a change as well. You know, like what we wanted to truly do couldn't be done there
at that spot.
Yeah, it was like the next step, and I think it was the same manager, Dave Ledeker. He started working at Burt's, and then like I was talking about the idea of moving it there, and then we let it ride for like a month in between spots, and then we moved it to Burt's.
You kind of went back and forth, and then you were like, Burt's
No,
it is.
Oh yeah, well we were only there once, and then we moved.
Oh,
it,
I see.
moved
Okay.
it. Yeah, no,
Okay.
yeah, because they kind of kicked us out. We kind of kicked us out, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was like the time where things died because it was like happening over there, like 150, 200 people every.
Yeah.
I think it was Thursday night. Every Thursday night, it was just popping.
Damn.
B-boys, MCs, battling, having fun, performances. A lot of first-time performers in that era, kind of coming up, and then there was also some older heads too. And then it took about 6 months. I was like almost wanting to give up too.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think at that point, it just nothing was clicking. Maybe like 50 heads the most would show up. Not even, and sometimes it'd be like 15 people.
Yeah, dude, that's rough.
I don't know if you guys know DJ P, but him and like a tour from up north, like Mac Lethal actually.
Okay, yeah.
They all toured before Mac Lethal was big, but he was actually hitting it off after the Scribble Jam at that point.
Yeah.
So he was getting bigger. And at that point, they wanted to do a show there, and I was like, it was in February, so like 3 months from the old spot. And I was like, yo, there's probably not going to be many people there.
Oh, okay. But was that the case? Not a lot of people showed up.
I got a cool $80.
Oh, okay.
I let them know though. I was just like, it's a new spot. I can't give you guys a promise. It's 10% of the bar.
Yeah. But they still came.
They came. They loved it.
Yeah,
like,
that's what's up.
They knew what they were getting into. So, and they all stayed at my pad. We kicked it. DJ P's like, he's old school, like with Z-Trip. Him, those two guys had a duo together.
Oh, word.
And DJ P's like does a lot of private, or used to do a lot of private parties like for Madonna and all kinds of stuff. And so he's like the celebrity or whatever. To be honest, I didn't know him really well, but like his stuff was cool. It was pretty dope. Like the mashup, DJ mashup stuff. Was like big.
When I first, I've been making beats for around 3 or 4 years, and it was 2005 or 6. And this guy I worked with was like, hey, man, I heard you make beats from another mutual friend. I said, yeah, dude. He's like, well, can I hear some? And so I played him some, and he was like, oh, I really like that one. So I was just like, yeah, take it, man. Like, record on it. And he's like, well, I need a place to record. And I didn't have recording capabilities at the time, but I gave him a few numbers. Like, hey, man, hit up these peeps. They're cool. So he recorded over the song, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm going to get a feature from this dude from Kansas City. Have you heard of him? His name's Mac Lethal. And I was like, I said, the name sounds familiar, and it was from Scribble Jam. That's where I had heard the name.
Yeah, the black guy, remember?
Yeah.
That was like the thing.
But I said, dude, it sounds familiar, but I don't. He goes, yeah, I'm going to pay $200 for a feature. Like, I think the dude that I worked with was from Kansas City, and he found him on MySpace. So a couple of months passed, and he's like, dude, I got the verse. So, like, he played me the song, and I was like, damn, this shit is crazy. Like, word up. And I lost contact with the dude. So on the internet somewhere, I have a beat with this cat who I forget his name and Mac Lethal. And I can't, there's ways, like, I just need to, like, sit down and be like, yo, Mac Lethal features, like, what, just Google it or whatever. But
you'll probably have to go through all of this one shot, like, webcam freestails.
Yeah, it was like Sean Price did the $1,000 verses. Like, who knows how many verses Sean Price did to, how many people are sitting on a Sean Price verse right now. And that never saw the light of day, or it's on the internet. We just got to find it. You know what I mean?
True.
But so vinyl and like, when did vinyl and verses like become like, you were like, oh shit, this is something like really special?
Yeah, it was. It had to have been like the summer of like 2003, I think.
Okay.
Maybe around there, or 4. Yeah, it just
Cool.
It started popping off. Like,
yeah.
We had UHF B-boys there every Wednesday, so we're trying to make sure like we had the B-boying like circles going like hard.
Yeah.
If they want to dance all night, let them do it up. So they had their kind of reserved section in the dance floor area. It was like perfect the way it was set up. It was like kind of off to the side a little bit so people could walk by for the most part. We were booking acts, and it's cool because Dom Life put up a bunch of flyers from back then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was noticing
that
online.
was tight to like think
dude.
about all, like, I forgot about so many of those events and acts that came through, you know what I mean? I forgot like, how many times Tumex or the cat that sang the chorus to the Loonies.
I got 5. I was there that night, bro.
Yeah,
I met him.
People
would
would
what up?
Yo, that was the crazy thing about it is it blew up, and nationally people were hitting us up for tours that we were kind of not big enough, or they knew about, like also the off day of their tour.
Yeah,
and so people would hit us up, and we could never charge a cover.
Yeah.
So it was always popping there.
Yeah.
Just as a matter, for that reason. So people were able to also that weren't really into, hip hop as much. They would come through.
Yeah.
So we would always have different heads, and we'd always have our regulars, but then we'd always have new heads that would come. So it was nice, and the vibe was always pretty dope there too. Performances too, with local acts and beat battles, and even like b-boy battles too, usually like one-on-ones, and the MC battle is something that we kept going since when it initially started, and
word up,
that was always a fun part.
Yeah, man.
It was always judged off the crowd. So it was always tight.
I always had a good time at Burt's, and let's see, I saw the dude who sang, I forget his name, who sang "I Got 5 on It," the hook. I saw DJ Newmark.
Yep.
At Hip Hop Night. I saw cats from Oakland, Equipto.
Yep.
And another cat. That was dope. And Burt's opened my eyes to just so many different acts that I would never have been on my radar if I didn't go to Burt's. And these are cats who I look up now, and I'm like, damn, they're still doing music. They're still touring. Rebel Diaz came through Burt's, and actually I have a friend, Marcel, who was part of that Rebel Diaz group in the Bronx, that community center. So when they came through, I was like, hey, guys, I'm good friends with Marcel. And they were like, oh, shit. Da-da-da. Yeah, we were talking. Yeah, man, it was cool.
They're dope.
Yeah, dude, those cats are.
I remember we did a show with them at Colorado University, I think, that Defi and Wake set up.
Yeah.
I remember that. So we went over there, and they were just really dope.
Those cats,
cool people, just all around. And
real cool. I went to go see my buddy in, actually, it's the same friend who lives in Berlin right now, Marcel. He was living in the Bronx. He was like, do you want to go see RDAC? You want to go see the Rebel Diaz Arts Collective? I was like, yeah, let's go. And he goes, I don't know if they're here because they're on tour right now, I think. But let's go check it out. So we went there, and it was like this old candy factory.
Oh, shit.
That they built into a community center. And, they had a library.
Damn, that's an idea right there.
Dude, they had a theater. They had a screen. They did, movie, what is it called? Movie festivals, film festivals. They had a music studio, the whole nine with a booth. Everything was set up professionally.
That's dope.
They had a T-shirt, a printing press, not a printing press, screen printer.
Kind of like Warehouse 508 vibe, maybe.
Yeah, exactly. They had a rooftop where cats could do murals, do their art.
That's fresh.
And they had a flea market every Saturday. They had, dude, it was dope. And then I don't know what happened. But I think they eventually got shut down by the feds. The feds came through and they were like, what the fuck are you guys
It was Giuliani.
Probably.
Who shot Rudy?
Yeah. Probably was.
Man.
But I remember a story. It was the feds came through and they're like, we're raiding your spot.
Yeah, Giuliani is definitely behind that, man. He was... Anyway, man. I would have hated to... I remember dancing. He was trying to be dancing is illegal. Ooh. So, some clubs he tried to close down by saying, it was what generation is it? Where are we living in? What time?
Yeah, no.
I remember that and just being damn.
Yeah, that dude's nuts.
Yeah, I hope he's going to jail, man. Fuck that dude.
But actually, I did a beat battle. Maybe you remember this, maybe you don't. My first beat battle was at Burt's. And
I remember, yeah.
I met you, and you were like, name. It's KOS. How do you spell that? And we did it. And you were like, all right, it's a $5 cover. And I was like, $5? That wasn't on the flyer. And you were like, well, we need to do this for, you were kind of annoyed with me. Just why is this dude asking about $5? But I gave you the $5. I was the first one to go on. And I played the New Mexico beat.
Oh.
And Wake was the host.
And he's like, I want that.
After the battle, because I ended up winning the first round, and then the second round came and I got kicked out. I went drinking, whatever. I had my laptop. I was just sitting there all depressed, like, fuck, man, I can't believe I lost. But after the show, Wake came up to me, and that was my first interaction with Wake. It's like, hey, man, let me get that New Mexico beat. So exchange numbers, emails,
Hell yeah.
all that shit. And that's, from there it went on.
What year was that?
This was actually 2013.
Oh, okay. So that was the end.
12 or 13.
That's when that's what we're almost finished with Violent Verses.
But it took a while, if I recall, for me to give that beat to him. To like actually like sit down, like, here you go. Because when I told this story to a few people recently, I was house sitting for my parents down the street here. And I had all my shit set up on the kitchen table because they were gone. They were like on a road trip. And I was like, well, I'm going to house sit. I might as well have my beats with me and like make music. So he came over to my parents' house and nice. I gave him the New Mexico beat. And he was like, well, let me hear a few more. So I played him a few more. And he took the shit on the same album as the New Mexico song. He took Love Takeover. Oh, he got the beat for Love Takeover. Yeah. Hell so he got those two, and then he's like, "Yeah, I'll let you know when they're done." I was like, "Yeah, word up, man." But yeah, he came through. I didn't have any speakers. I just had the headphones.
Like, "Can I get that $5 refund?"
Can I get that $5 refund from Flux? But also, I did a performance at Burt's that you had asked, or you or Dom had asked me to perform that night. And it was like me, I think the F Americans.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. It might have been Jungle too.
Yeah.
But anyway, flyer. I did the show, and then after it, you were like, yo, here's my number. I have some money for you. And I was like, oh, shit. Like, nobody, like, you were the first person ever to be like, I got money for you. And I really appreciated that. And like, hit me up. I have to take care of everything tonight, but hit me up tomorrow and I'll get you the money. So I was like, cool. So I waited till the next day, and you were like, yo, here's my address. Just come by the house. And I think you were living downtown. You were on like Cole and
yeah.
So I came by.
Lead, yeah.
And I think I called you, but you didn't pick up. So I was like, well, let me just go knock on the door. Knocked on the door, and I think your dad came to the front door. Or a family member. I just assumed it was your dad. And he was like, hey, what's up? And I couldn't remember your real name, dude. I was like, damn it, John. Is Flux here? And he was like, yeah, hold on. And he went in and got you, and you came out. You're like, oh, hey, what's up? Here you go. Oh, chopped it up a little bit, and then I left. But yeah, like you were the first person ever to kind of be like, I got money for you, John. So
dope.
Yeah, man. That's what's up. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I mean, that's like why we, that was one of the most like motivating parts about being able to do it at Burt's too. You know what I mean? And I just remember since like places like I was saying, the Launchpad, weren't booking heads.
Yeah.
It was just like Burt's kind of gave us that pathway, and then it was like everybody was like, okay, we want to do a show, or you know what I mean? Because we were able to open up for acts at like the Sunshine. We pre like Zoology, even pre Garbage Pail Kids, which is a group I was in. With Dirty Spoons.
Yeah, I remember that.
Plethora of DJs says Shakedown for sure for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some of the coolest acts back in the day. It was just like Sage Francis when he was like huge.
Yeah.
Also like what are they called? Arrested Development.
Wow.
That was amazing. But outside of that, it was hard to like try to be like, yo, let's try to make this a career or whatever. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Or like try to like make a living. It's like just like nowadays with like art and making art and paintings and selling them.
Yeah.
It's like, where's our gallery space? You know what I'm saying? So like Burt's was nice. We had a cap because we couldn't charge. So
yeah,
that was a little hard to work with. But even like Rob Swift, who came through, and that was probably our biggest show.
Yeah.
It went around the block.
Wow.
Like it was, and people would wait to get in. It was like literally down the block and around it. And he was cool with it. He's probably used to getting paid 6 times more than that. I don't even know how many times more than what he was, but it was like, it was a bar percentage. It was a vibe. It was a vibe that was put on, the spotlight with all the tours that were not big enough to sell out, like the Sunshine, or that just really wanted to vibe at our spot.
Yeah.
Just in general, because they heard about it. Like Newmark, that was one of the big reasons. He was on a movie set, and he came by and talked to me. And he's like, I'm going to be here for a little bit. And that's when MacGruber was being filmed.
MacGruber!
So that actor, MacGruber himself came by that night that he was performing. Yeah. And he was like, this is cool.
This is cool, yeah.
This is great. Thank you. Speaking of, man, Samuel Jackson came through when they were filming Spirit. Scarlett Johansson.
What?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Dude.
Sean Penn. I think maybe Johnny Depp. I don't know, who knows whoever else. There was
and you met most of these
for the
people?
most part. I didn't meet Sean Penn because I was kind of buzzed that night. This was at the first location. And my dumbass got on the mic and because I was just like buzzing. I was just like, "Yo, it's Sean Penn!"
Sean Penn, yeah.
Because I was like the first celebrity at one of our nights, and I was just like, and everybody's just like, "Yeah!" And then he like walked right out. Take your cocaine somewhere else.
I would have loved to have met Scarlett Johansson. Shit, man.
She's all right.
She's all right.
No, she wasn't warm. Samuel Jackson was probably the coolest. He just was like down, and I remember him dancing with a couple girls.
Shit!
Having a Cuba Gooding Jr. That's right. We called him out because I was like, "Does he really know how to break dance?"
Oh, okay.
And he busted out a windmill flare, and we are just like, "Hell yeah!"
Damn.
In a circle. That was fun. Crazy.
Great memories, dude.
Yeah, Gift of Gab, coming through, and it was nuts, man.
So
that's
awesome.
Anyway, man, like for us, that was like a way of like saying, okay, we can make some money performing here locally. And so we started booking more shows at like Launchpad and Moonlight even. And
Moonlight, yeah.
Because those places you could charge and like.
That was my first show.
You're able to do CD release parties legit.
Yeah. My first show in Albuquerque was actually at the Moonlight. Cello hit me up.
Oh, hell yeah.
Him and Envy were putting on the show. So Cello hit me up, and me and him had been talking even when I lived in Germany. And he was like, yo, your music's dope. I was like, word up. So I finally moved back, and he hit me up. And then did that show, and I knew I wanted to DJ. So I'm asking my buddy Martin. I'm like, yo, who can I hit up to like help me DJ? He's like, yo, hit up this dude, Travis, DJ Philo. So I was like, all right, cool.
Oh, Martin?
Martin went by Sugars. He did the drum and bass.
Okay, different Martin. Yeah,
yeah, different Martin. And he did the dubstep nights at what was next door to Bert's?
Oh, Atomic Cantina.
Atomic Cantina, yeah.
Oh, dude, that was crazy. That was a vibe right there.
That was an interesting place, how you just walked through and then the stage was in the back. Yeah, dude. But did that show and Travis DJ'd for me, man. That was cool. And yeah, man,
That's
took
the
off
homie.
from there. Yeah, man, cool cat. Like he was like, yeah, I'll do it. Bring me the beats. I live here. Here's my address. Come by. We'll rehearse. I was like, nice, dude. Word up.
Hell yeah.
Because I was worried about it. Like, shit, I don't really know anybody here all that well. And Travis was just like, yo, come through. Boom. So that was dope.
Yeah, Travis is the man. He's part of crew too, Skull Control. And yeah, it's been like just an amazing time. Like there's a lot of stuff that ups and downs and but this whole like community that's like grown together, old school heads, out of town heads calling this their new home, young cats, and like really feeding off of each other and pushing each other. And I can't really recall a time when there was like any kind of anything really preventing it. You know what I'm saying? Like there was always a way, and groups were formed through the process. People were meeting different producers, and I think all that was just really nice. And then there's like other people doing shows too in Nob Hill, and just trying to like keep it going. And that was nice too, because right before Bert's finished, like I was just done. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to focus on music more. Like I was still able to do both, but then it started wearing on me. Yeah. Because I was still having to promote. Yeah. Keep up with.
It's busy work, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man. And, MCs are divas too sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like I just got tired of like a lot of the vibe from, and that's the thing as a promoter. Yeah. And I never really fully wanted to get into promoter steez.
For sure. I can imagine, dude. Who was it? Somebody came through K-Town. Devin the Dude.
Oh, yeah.
My homie booked Devin the Dude, who's a real cool cat. But he was showing me the rider that Devin the Dude had, and it was like, I want a Thai masseuse. I want a buffet. I want, like, real cool cat. I got to talk to him. Like, oh, this is dope. But, like, he showed me the rider, and it's like, oh, my God, dude. Like, he wanted all this shit.
They should just call it Dick Rider.
Dick rider. It was a lot of stuff, man. Like,
that's what it feels like you're doing, though.
Oh, and
because same here, man. Like, I'm like, first of all, we don't have a lot to play with. Like, I have basically, I don't know what I can give you because if nobody shows up, like, there's no money made.
Yeah.
Sometimes like I get like a promise from Bert's, but like the writers, and I would have to say no to a lot of acts.
Yeah.
That were cool with the money side, but
Yeah.
like they're like, okay, but you got to do all this.
Yeah.
And I was like, we just don't got those kind of ends.
We want a 4-star hotel. Like, yeah, that's not going to happen, buddy.
For real. Good luck
Dude.
if they said vegan back then. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. I can, like,
Sorry.
Now there's a bunch of spots that you could definitely, like, hey, I can go to this vegan spot or whatever. I can go to Whole Foods. But, yeah, like, early 2000s, late 90s.
Coconut water with pulp.
Bro. Here's some water, bro. That's funny, man. But, when did you start getting into film? Because I remember on campus, I was still going to class, and I'd see you in the sub, and you'd be like, "Hey man, what's up?" And I'm like, "Hey man, what's up? What are you doing?" It's like, "Oh, I'm just." You were either getting ready to go to class, or you just got done and you were doing homework.
Yeah, what year was that?
This was around 11, 12.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so film, man, I don't know, like, I've always been around kind of a film camera because my stepdad, but I call him my dad, you know. My dad, he would have one of those big VHS cameras around. He'd just be filming everything.
Yeah.
We got mad birthdays.
Yeah, dude.
Every single soccer game.
Uh-huh.
Around the house, Christmas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then just being around that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know, I would film too, and nothing huge. I would just be like, play around with the camera. And then my homie in Japan, Seppi, he's a producer now in Louisiana, Sepsi.
Okay.
I've recorded over some of his stuff too. It's crazy.
Nice.
He's the one that introduced me to like turntables and beat making, and this was like 96 probably.
Okay.
Maybe 95. Because I was b-boying then too. I was starting to get into breakdancing, and he was like, "Yo, I think you'll like this class, video production." And I was like, he showed me this video he made, and I was like, "Damn, how'd you do that?"
Yeah,
He's like, "You got to take it." So I took it.
Okay.
I took it in middle school.
Nice, dude.
And I was like, got really into it. We were making like public service announcements where we'd like turn into superheroes and just stupid stuff.
Yeah, man, fun, dude. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah. And then started making like kung fu flicks in high school.
Nice.
Because I kept with it. And I had really solid teachers too. They would just be like pushing me and giving me projects to do. And they're like, "Why didn't you use blood?" I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna." And then I made a blaxploitation.
Oh shit!
Short film. Had some guns in it, and like just was getting the '70s gear going, and we were detectives, and yeah, man. After that, came here, and but I got sick in the process, and so I kind of stopped doing video. And also, I didn't have like the proper equipment to edit because that was before any digital stuff.
Yeah,
like not even Premiere.
Wow.
Everything was expensive.
No Final Cut. No.
Yeah, I think they're starting to do like
Final Cut. Windows had that cheap editor on.
Yeah, exactly. But I was used to like the analog stuff.
Oh, okay.
So that's how I'd edit back in the day with the VHS tapes. Mm-hmm. And then when I started getting better, because I basically was drinking like way too much, and I got a really bad like ulcer, and I was like 18.
Okay.
So then I moved here and I was recovering for about a year
Okay.
ish, and that's when I started going to TVI and I started meeting people. And one of my good collaborators for like about 6 years after that, I met in CNM.
Okay.
So I dabbled in that, and we had a public access show.
Nice, dude. That's cool.
With a dude with a cat Tag who lived in Japan and then moved here.
Okay.
And we started like focusing on hip hop, the community. So I remember filming Empty Pockets when they opened up for Ugly Duckling and Launchpad. And we would go on site with the camera, and sometimes we were just knuckleheads being silly and stuff.
Oh.
You know, dancing around. And then we'd have like DJ scratching and cutting. Like we had segments. We had 30 minutes to fill up. So it was like, you know, skits, live shows, just stupid stuff. You know what I mean? And then also like record reviews. I think that's when, I don't know if that was Deltron or probably before Deltron.
Okay.
It was, I don't know. Anyway.
What was the show called?
It was Tuesday nights with Tag and Flux.
Oh, nice.
And this was probably like 2003.
Damn. Do you have any of these? I mean, I don't know if...
Yeah, I have like snippets. I'll have to show you those.
Yo, you should...
They're ridiculous.
Oh, are they?
we were making fun of the Flavor Flav like clock, and we literally put turntables around our necks.
Oh,
and we were rolling around with some turntables and acting like we were scratching.
Yeah, that's funny, man.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah, if there's ever a chance, I'd love to.
Yeah,
take
I'll
a
see
look
what
at,
I got, man.
See what you got, dude. Yeah,
some
man.
really bad stuff, and there was some decent stuff.
That's funny, man.
But that all led to, you know, just music videos, short films, like music videos. Really, you know, well, I tried going to the industry, the film industry, and it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
You know, I was like on a feature on the camera department, and I was like, nah, man, this ain't for me. I can't do this 16-hour days, and it's just boring.
Boring shit, yeah.
Yeah. And people are yelling at you, and it's just like, I just wanted craft services. I just wanted to eat. Nah.
Where's the food truck? Yeah, for sure.
Where's my rider?
Nah, here's my rider.
But yeah, we just started I started collaborating, and then through all this process, you know, during Burt's too, Skull Control formed, and then I remember Dom and Wake hitting me up to help him out with a music video. I think that was like my official first one. Yeah. You know, that was like serious or, you know, intent to like do something cool. And,
yeah.
And then after that, it was just like people were hitting me up all crazy.
I know you did called Toda Fuerte's video.
Oh yeah.
I was there at Leo's. Yeah, when you shot that. Yeah.
Low Spirits.
Low Spirits. Why do I say Leo's? Yeah, Low Spirits. And Speed hit me up. He's like, "Yo, come through the video." I was like, "All right, cool."
Dude, that was a lot of fun, man. The whole process. That was the first time like I had a good budget. You know, I got to hire like a dope cinematographer, a crew.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we got to have some craft services or whatever. Like that whole process was like dope.
That's cool.
Fun working with Speed and everybody. You know, Intox was cool to play with some ideas too. And, you know, because he does video. Yeah, and that was a kind of like the first major, I feel like, music video production that I, you know, produced. And from there, I just wanted to keep experimenting. Even in that video, we experimented with 2 songs and mashing them up. And then having some kind of like continuation of something. And it was like kind of based around some of Speed's anxiety and, you know, the idea of overcoming or, you know what I mean? Like empowering yourself as well.
Yeah.
And that has got me really reeling inside. And so like Driving Scientists was like the next one where I had this dope camera from another shoot, and I was like, yo, let's do it. So they came down to Tucson, and Runt was just telling me last time I saw him, he was like, you didn't even tell me what we were doing. And then he shows up, and I'm like, yo, get in this Tupperware. That big-ass bin. I'm like, I'm going to throw a bunch of shit at you, dog. I'm going to throw mustard, cupcakes, hot dogs. But I knew he'd be down.
That's cool. That's cool. Then you did the Clarity video.
Clarity, yup.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun, man. Dude, that song, it just hits me. I got to really, like, and Dom gave me the blessings to really experiment with that one. So I was like, yo, I'm just gonna go to Restore and like buy weird glass stuff to shoot through. I'm gonna get dry ice. I'm gonna build some set pieces. We use Wes Naiman's studio, and
yeah, I remember
Swaggerty was on that set helping out.
That's the first time I met Swaggerty. Yeah.
Yeah, and we got some like dancers to do this like metaphorical stuff, because the whole song is just a really dope topic, and it really hit me. And then I got like some actors, and like they just kind of, I don't know what you would call it, like experimented and like underwater stuff.
Yeah.
Practical effects like rain, and you know what I mean?
That was the first video, because Dom had sent me I think you even had you were like, KOS, show up at this time.
Oh, a schedule.
A schedule. I was like, holy shit. Like, so, normally when we do the videos, Guerrilla Status, like, we're everywhere. Like, no matter what.
I'm like that too, though, nowadays, too. Or just in
Yeah.
general. But yeah, I feel you, though.
Yeah, it was like professional. Like, there was Jimmy John's. I think Dom hooked up the Jimmy John's. I was at that Wes Naiman studio. Got to meet Wes Naiman. I met a lot of people for the first time at that place. Swaggerty. I met the photographer. What's his name, dude? Shit.
Photographer.
He was, what's his name?
Cinematographer?
No, he was just a photographer.
Well, Wes Naiman?
Not Wes Naiman. It was another guy there. I think he was
Jesse?
Was it Jesse? I think it was Jesse.
He takes
He moved to Vegas for a while.
Oh, no.
And then he came back.
Dang, I'm
to
totally
Albuquerque.
blanking.
I know, dude. This is bad.
Sorry. No.
But we chopped it up. Cool cat. Who else was there? And then I walked in, and you were doing the shots with the dancers, and I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna love this video." Like, yep,
yeah, man.
I'm gonna love it. But no, that was a good time, dude.
You gotta show a clip of that. Cut 2.
And you were just like, "All right, now do this." And I just remember standing behind you, like, "All right, John, shut the fuck up. Don't say anything. Just watch."
It was dope, man.
Yeah, it was a good time.
We had I love that effect that we got with like the smoke and the laser lights on your faces and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I didn't test that. I was like, let's just do it.
Do it. Yeah.
Remember we shot the chair sequence.
The chair sequence. Yeah.
And we didn't even use that.
Yeah.
And excuse me. That alone could have been its own thing, but it just didn't.
For sure.
It didn't work.
For when you were editing.
Yeah, it just didn't work. So we had so much, man. It was fun.
Yeah, dude, it was a fun day. It was a Sunday, I remember. I had to go to class the next day. But no, that was cool. And you also did you did the New Mexico video.
Oh
right?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to ask you for a while, like, how long did you guys take to film that?
I remember it was 13 days of traveling, and it was all like kind of sporadic through the summer.
Yeah.
We'd go out for like 3 days,
mm-hmm.
or longer or shorter.
Yeah.
And yeah, we just, he told me about the idea. Wake told me about the idea, and I was just like, oh shit, let's make this epic, and like, let's really do it proper too.
Mm-hmm.
And I just listened to all the words. And so we just wrote down a big list and tried to go to as many places as we could.
For sure, man.
What was possible. And we were like, we got to get your verse in all these different places. And, it was just dope. It was an awesome experience. Took a long time to edit. Dude, there was so many files. It was just crazy, dude.
That's cool, man. Yeah. I went with you guys to the basement.
Oh yeah,
the parking
Civic
lot
Plaza.
underneath Civic Plaza. Yeah, man, that was cool. But yeah, I showed the video to my students, and
oh shit,
I show it to them, and they're like, "Where's that?" And I'm like, "Well, I think that's Elephant Butte." And they're like, "Well, where's that?" I'm like, "That's the Gorge in Taos." Like, "Where's that?" And I'm like,
"Yo,
dude,
we should do like a tour."
Dude, I could. Well, I tell the kids like. Or I don't tell them, but I'm thinking I could make this a geography assignment. You know what I mean?
Wake Self New Mexico tour.
Yeah, man. So like, I'm pretty sure that's Roswell. I'm pretty sure that's this. I'm pretty sure that's that. You know what I mean? And I know for sure where that is. And and then the kids really enjoy it. And they're like, "Where's that? Oh, where's that art piece?" And I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask. But I show it to the kids, and they're just like, "Whoa." wow,
That's tight.
they
Hell
see
yeah.
New Mexico in a totally different, a lot of these kids don't get out of their neighborhoods. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That one got around too. Like
yeah, dude.
this random cat posted it. He like ripped it and posted it on his Facebook page.
Ooh. Yeah.
And it's almost 1 million views, I think. Maybe 600 and something thousand. Yeah. And we were like, oh damn.
Mm.
Why didn't this happen? Why couldn't this happen? Because I remember we would post them on YouTube more
Yeah,
so
for sure.
to try to, monetize and get some money back. But
Yeah.
yeah, man. That one was Visit ABQ, all kinds of New Mexico tourism. They all wanted to push it too.
Word up. Yeah, I remember. Wake told me that.
I was like, that's tight.
That's what's up, dude.
Oh, so cumulatively, it's almost probably 2 million.
Yeah.
I would think so. It's pretty big for all of us. Yeah, and that kind of like, I'm trying to think which video with Wake that really kind of jump started that whole our dynamic. You know what I mean? I think our first video was I think it was a healing process.
Okay.
Yeah, if I remember. Well, before like
I was in
Model
that one too.
Citizens and Zoology.
Was that the one where I was the bad boyfriend?
Yeah.
You guys hit me up. You're like, hey, want to be in a video? And I was like, hell yeah.
They're going to be dancers.
And I was like, I wonder what's going to... And I was like, all right, okay. I'm going to be that.
You're like, oh, man. I'm not a superhero or something.
And then I remember I wore my shirt because I asked you guys. I was like, hey, do you guys mind if I wear my logo shirt in the video? And you were like, nah, go for it. And then the video came out and Swaggerty saw it. And he wrote a comment on the video or whatever. He was like, yo, KOS wore his own shirt in the video.
That's right.
Yeah, that was a fun day too. That was like a whole day.
That was wild.
Yeah.
That was fun. It was just like the song was about, like the healing process and it's different things for everybody, but how we portrayed in the video was there was a good relationship and then there was a bad one.
I was the bad one.
You threw somebody's cereal all
dude.
over the kitchen.
I think I don't want to say it on the. Well, I think I broke something in the kitchen.
Because we did a take, and I was like, "We need a little something else. We need to like raise it up a little bit.
Raise it up."
And then you're just like,
"Wow, yeah,
that was dope." And that was also like a continuous take between both.
Yeah, I remember now.
Timelines or whatever, storylines.
I remember, yeah.
So that was fun, man. Wake was fun. He was always just down to like do kind of whatever, like as far as like, trying to act some stuff or, and then Becca, of course, was great to work with, super down. Yeah, that was fun.
And then your homie Alan was on the camera. Yeah, man, Alan's a cool cat, too.
Yeah, man. It was fun. I built with Alan quite a bit for a few years, and he helped me out with, and Jesse helped me out, which wasn't the best experience. It was chaotic.
Okay.
It was just chaotic because speaking of schedules, we fit too much. We were over ambitious because it was for Abstract Rude.
Oh, wow.
And that one got mad views, but it was like, we got to make this the best. Or I was thinking that, and it was just, I was in over my head.
Yeah.
But Alan,
it's a lot of work.
Alan is just spot on all the time. He's a dope cinematographer.
Word up.
But yeah, he was on the Steadicam for that whole shoot.
He was, yeah, I remember.
That's no
I remember in the hallway was kind of narrow. Well, it wasn't narrow, but with the Steadicam, it made it narrow. And it was like, how are we going to do this? Yeah, dude.
And I was like, we're going to get a close-up of the wall. I'll just play it.
That was cool, man. Yeah, that was a good day. But so are you still doing music videos, or you're doing more of what you did with the Lobos, or?
Yeah. I'm doing, I have like music videos that I want to do with people. Like I have songs. Mm-hmm. I was trying to get really rolling in summer, but then I just got hit with a bunch of like commercial gigs. And those are the ones that really put food on my table. And,
for sure, man. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah.
And I really want to do a concept where I got multiple artists and it's like, seems like a continuous shot, but way different locations in Albuquerque.
Okay.
it's almost like time lapsing between, but it'll be like a quick, like one verse chorus goes to someone else.
Okay.
Their verse, totally different songs,
Yeah.
but it's just like a mixtape, a visual mixtape.
Oh,
So
wow, man.
that's an idea that I'm doing. So don't bite that.
Yeah,
I'll just play
for sure.
copywritten, trademarked.
Well, you know
stamped.
what, man? Like, people have ideas. Like, that idea sounds dope, but I know you would take the time to actually do it. I don't think people realize how much time and effort you have to put into it
Yeah, man.
to
and
put
the
out a
artists
quality.
Too.
Yeah,
Artists
man.
got to put a lot of time in.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
they're the ones that really drive all of that stuff. The artists, man, like the words, the beat, carry. I mean, it starts with the words, man. I will literally jam out somebody's song like hundreds of times.
Yeah.
I have it on loop when I'm writing, because I write scripts. Like even if it's the most simplest thing, I still write it out so I can like try to get things that are centric to the artist or what he's saying, his vibe, and like I try to just throw as much stuff in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mood or art direction, you know, characters. So I really want to do the justice of the musician or the artist, or the MC, or whoever I'm working with, and just try to make it perfect for their original concept of a song.
Yeah.
So like looping it, hearing it, and
that's dope.
That way I got like, it's almost like the heartbeat of the song or the artist, you know what I'm saying? Like you're feeling it. So that's kind of like part of my process. And that's why like when I make a music video, I really got to feel the music. I'm not just going to, you can pay me, you can try to pay me whatever. I'm not feeling the song.
If you don't feel it, yeah, man. That makes sense.
I just can't, man. Commercials I'll do for, you know, businesses that are like morally at least correct, ethically, but I may not use their product or whatever, or I might not agree with something on another level, but I'll still do it. But like music videos for me is like, you know, I put mad time into it, and sometimes that's a detriment too, where I don't get to finish something, unfortunately. Yeah. Probably have like 3 or 4 music videos that are just sitting there, edited, just needs a little something, but I was never able to do it. And a lot of those had no budgets attached. So it's kind of like it hit a flat line. Yeah. If that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Almost like if you're doing a piece of artwork, you're like throwing it away. You know, but I still have them, and I think they'll still come out.
Yeah, for sure.
It's just like I didn't do it justice, I feel like.
Okay.
I don't know if that's selfish.
I have songs like that, bro.
Yeah,
like,
I don't know if it's selfish or whatever, but like,
no, it's not. I don't think it is.
I don't know. I still hold those in my. I've only lost one music video too because of the hard drive situation. And like that stuff just kills me.
Yeah, dude, that's rough.
Anyway, yeah. So like music videos, I feel like I'm gonna come around. Like I still want to work with Defi on a music video. Like
dope.
yeah, man. And we've been talking about it since the summer, and you know, it's a song that's really like speaks to a lot of people too, I think. So I have to reconnect with him, and you know, I've talked to like Speed and Cello and Rage about getting involved with that mixtape idea too, and of course the homies.
That's what's up, man. Yeah,
and then also some new cats too that are out there that, you know, might go more on the trap side, or you know, as long as it's like speaking some truth.
And then, it's going to be a broad array of artists.
If they're talking about some imaginary life, can't mess with it.
Yeah, I totally get it, man. Yeah, you got to like what you're doing. You got to love what you're doing. And if something is just, even if there is money, you're just kind of like, I don't know, man. I don't know. No, I don't want to do this, you know?
Yeah.
So I totally get it, dude.
Yeah, man. Like, I like doing sports stuff, though, too. Like, I did New Mexico United's Meow Wolf commercial for their jersey launch, and they showed it at the game.
Damn. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that was, and then I was like, damn, I want to do some more sports stuff. So we did the Lobo intro. And, I just want to see where that takes me, because it's just fun. You know what I mean? It's like you get to experiment too, and I love that. I love trying new things with like motion graphics or like animation or even like acting, and
Yeah.
art direction too, building some weird backdrops. Like that's what I kinda,
awesome, dude.
That's what I want to like keep.
Hell
doing.
yeah.
Music too, you know.
Word, man. I mean, the Lobo video was very, the Acme Yards, or not the Acme Yards, the rail yards, and then you had the graphics behind the players' feet. The the motion.
Oh, the stats.
Yeah, the stats, and then dude, it was cool. And then I'm sure everybody was like, "Oh, it's the rail yards," you know what I mean? And
oh, hell yeah. Yeah, I think people get hyped when they see it. I've been to some games this year, and like people start getting like, you can feel it.
Yeah. You're like, hey, I did that. Nah, man. But yeah, that's funny. Oh, you like that video, huh? That was me.
I'm for hire.
Yeah.
No.
Here's my card. No. Nah, man. But no, it's a really good video, and yeah, it's funny that you hit me up. You're like, "Oh, did you see the video?" It's like, "I did."
Yeah, I saw you were at the game, and I was like, "Yo, I try to be more modest than like on that style for sure."
Word.
You know what I mean? But it's great. The Lobos are looking good this year, though.
Yeah, they are, man.
I'm enjoying going to the games.
Mm-hmm.
With that, I just wanted to raise the bar. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
For me personally, more than anything, like I want to make this look like it could be shown at an NBA game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to give the Lobos something
Word.
super special, something they haven't been able to do before, because they got limited funds and experience too.
Okay.
So that was the idea,
Nice.
and hype people up, just get them ready for the game.
It was, man. It was a good. They turned the lights down low. Play the video. Yeah, dude, that shit is dope. But
yeah.
the video. I have one more video question. The song "I Still Love Her" with Wake. Fuck, dude. How long did the editing take? Or even the shots, because like you guys recreated some classic album covers with Wake rapping, Reasonable Doubt, De La, the Ice Cube cover, Death Certificate. And he played the part. The Chronic album. He was in each shot as that artist or artists. And how long? Where you like stand here so that when I edit, it'll just be easier? Or how did that all work out?
Yeah, Wade came with the idea. Of course, the song's just banging. You know? So I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this. He came with the idea of like, let's recreate the album covers. And so we made a list of all of his most inspirational or kind of favorite, whatever albums, and then we went down the line of like, and I was working with my friend Josh, who's behind all the animation, motion graphic stuff. He's like one of the best. He's no longer attainable because got that LA money.
Oh,
not as play. He was dope.
Yeah.
And so we'd work together.
Okay.
Josh and I on some like other commercial stuff, and I was kind of doubtful at first because I was like, yo, this is going to take a lot of money because I got to pay Josh for sure. Also, that's how you keep people's schedules.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? In the pocket, or not in the pocket. I forgot how you say it. But
I know what you mean.
Yeah, like, and then I think I went with the list, I went to Josh and we were like, which ones can we actually do? Which ones are going to be fun to do as well and entertaining? Just doable.
Yeah.
Because there were some on there we just couldn't do, like Outcast. I think it was Stankonia. Is that the one where he's like this?
Yeah, yeah. It's either that or
with shirt off.
Yeah, I think it is Stankonia. Yep.
That one didn't make it. We filmed that one with. It just didn't look right.
Dude, that's awesome though that you did it. Like you tried it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we were just like, I think it was like maybe the wig or something. It was just like nah. It's a little much. And so from there we organized every album and like, what are we going to use for physical props? Like Big Daddy Kane's. We went to the I think we went to the prop house, but also like to secondhand, like thrift stores.
Okay.
Bought stuff, and then we're like, okay, graphically, what can we do?
Mm-hmm.
And that was all Josh's magic, really.
Wow.
And then we shot the whole thing in a green screen in the studio.
Okay. Green screen. Okay.
Everything. And I would have like a phone or an iPad or whatever of the album and just really try to get the angles.
Oh, dude, that's sick.
Yeah, so we were trying, like, for me, like, the one my favorite is Jay-Z's.
Yeah, Reasonable Doubt.
I thought we just hit it.
You did. Like,
Yeah.
I remember looking at it like, dude, that is the exact cover.
And then, like, the wardrobe that was given.
Yeah. And then I like the Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah. that one was the funniest.
And then
Slick Rick's was dope.
Slick Rick's was dope.
That was fun.
De La's was
Getting
cool.
that angle was kind of crazy, too, because it's kind of like looking up.
Yeah. And isn't Native in the De La?
Yeah, Native
face?
and Deaf.
And Deaf. Oh, shit, dude, that's so awesome.
So we had to fill them all, like, sitting proper, and then we moved them. And
okay.
Also, like, where the eyes were going, we had to match that.
Damn.
So we're like, okay, if you're right here, you got to look that way, and you got to look that way, because homie's there and there.
Yeah.
And I think we filmed it in October, and then we were finished by, like, February.
Oh, wow.
So, like, 6 months, maybe.
Damn.
Just in time for his, I think, album release. Or
okay.
Something like that. It was always something like that.
And then the death certificate.
Oh, yeah, Donald D. Trump on the tag.
Who was laying on that? Were those just feet?
Oh, that's a good question.
Or did you have somebody?
That was the random. What random homie? Oh man, I gotta ask.
Okay.
Oh fuck. We talked about that, and I think someone was like, "Yo, that was somebody."
Okay.
Or they said they was. I forgot. I gotta figure that out.
Yeah, because I was like, I wonder if they just used the album cover feet. Or is it somebody laying there like, is that Swaggerty? Is that Swaggerty's feet?
Nah. That's the funny part is we're like, yo, someone has to take off their shoes.
Yo, who's down to show their feet? Mm.
They were probably like, don't tell anybody. This was me.
Oh, word up, man. I mean, just the sheer effort that you put into your product, like the final product, has always just been really impressive.
Thanks,
like,
man.
Cultura Fuerte, the Clarity, Wakes videos, just everything, the Lobo videos, even, somebody asked me today, like, yo, when's the next podcast? And I'm like, yo, I got the homie Flux coming through tonight. They're like, who's that? I'm like, yo, dude does sick video for not just like local artists, but for the state. He does commercials, and he even does the TED Talks. I recall you did some TED Talks back in the day. Yeah,
dude. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'm like, this dude does everything. So yeah, man, just like the work that you do is awesome, and I can't wait to. I think I'm still checking out your catalog, just like, yo, he did this. But I can't wait to see what you're going to produce for the city, for the state, for the world.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, man, just I hope one day, I can give you a song and be like,
yeah, dude, let's do it.
Shoot a video, bro.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
And I think that would be awesome. And then this being New Mexico, our state question is, red or green. And I ask everybody this question that comes on. But what's your preference as far as red or green chili?
Man, red. More inclined for red, but I think I've learned spots too.
Yeah.
Where I like the green more.
Yeah.
And I never do both.
No, you never go Christmas?
Well, I think for me, I'm just like...
Hey, I think you're the first person who said that.
Yeah, I just like one or the other for, you know what I mean, for whatever reason.
Word up, man. What's your favorite green? Do you have a favorite? What's your favorite green spot?
Damn, you know what? Green chili stew is at from Golden Pride is like my favorite. Like, for
I
real.
love their green.
Yeah,
like Frontier and
the tortillas are just like perfect.
Oh, dude, how can you deny
like,
the tortillas?
Yeah, but red with gravy, as a gravy, since Thanksgiving was just recently. Just on eggs. I prefer the red, man, with breakfast.
Oh, dude, for sure.
Real. But
I feel the same.
But burgers, green, for sure.
Yeah.
Also, like, since I got, when I was telling you I got sick, like, I'm not able to really eat, like, crazy spicy food anymore.
Okay.
Ever since that, it's been crazy. So maybe that's why when I moved here, I didn't really do that Christmas.
Okay, gotcha.
But that being said, there's some hot-ass green chili, man.
Bro, the green chili at Lotta Burger.
Oh,
Dude, where do they like? Sometimes like,
dank.
what are you doing? I'm just sitting there sweating. Like, why?
Oh, yeah.
Why am I still eating this? Yeah, dude, it's so good, but it's spicy.
dude,
Man.
for real though, Cecilia's their chicharron and bean with they're spicy, but that is so dank, man.
Damn. A friend of mine just hit me up, like, "Yo, we should go check out Cecilia's for breakfast." So,
if you haven't been there, man, it was,
I've been. I just
yeah.
haven't been in a while.
Oh man, be prepared to get that one.
Okay,
that one's like super bomb though.
Okay,
and El Mesquite too.
Yeah.
Their rice and chicharron. It's so hot.
Yeah,
it's so good though.
Damn, dude, El Mesquite. Damn, I haven't been there in a minute either.
Yeah, they need to get one downtown, man.
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah, open it up.
Tim Keller, make it happen.
Tim Keller. Mesquite, yeah, do it. Flux and KOS, we'll run it. We'll put a studio in the back. Film, music,
grilling beats.
Ah, that's sick. Damn.
Keep that one going. Let's do it.
Yeah, man, let's get it done. But as a musician, not just a musician, but a dope musician, and as a dope director, I guess, cinematographer, film creator. What advice would you give to a young person coming up wanting to either do music or film? What would you tell them?
I would tell them, experiment, just try different things. Mm-hmm. First of all, like, you can do stuff on your own. Yeah. You don't need to find a studio. Mm-hmm. You don't need to find like someone else's camera. You got your phone. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think by any means necessary, just create the artwork. Nice. Don't put this big, like, weight on your shoulders to get to the final product, too. Yeah. Because I failed a lot at, like, things, producing things, or I've even created, like, full albums where I'm just like, this is garbage. I just think, like, you just got to keep creating. I think the more you create, the better you'll get, but also your product or your final, your composition. So, but also, like, if I were to redo everything, I wouldn't run my body to the ground. Yeah. Because I think that's something that I just didn't sleep much. And that, like, is where you heal. You got to take care of yourself. Yeah. So that's one thing I would, like, tell my younger self, too, just be like, because my thing was like, I want to smash it. I just want to smash so hard. I'm not going to sleep for a week. Yeah, just like how our graffiti brothers would be up late night. I'd just be like up late night, writing, recording. I would record it, when I was, especially with GPK, like Garspill Kids, we would record in our house. We all lived together. Oh, wow. 24/7, just banging out stuff. And we would perform like hundreds of shows, It was just nuts. But use that as a platform to keep progressing and not staying stagnant too. Like, we'd always try to come up with new songs, and same with Zoology too. It's like new stuff, and music videos too is trying to stay fresh and take inspiration from like other heads too. You know what I mean? Yeah. And look at other forms of art. I did that a lot, like seeing an artwork piece and then trying to do that in a music video. Yeah. With like lighting or a backdrop or whatever. Just get weird too. Yeah. Don't be, like you said, don't be afraid to experiment. And don't worry about what other people say. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I think as first and foremost, a Mexican, there's always something someone's going to say. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you're not like big, tall, muscular too. So for our peoples out there that are like overweight, underweight, whatever, ugly, you know what I mean? Whatever you got as your handicap. Just don't worry about what other people say, man. You just got to create for yourself. Yeah, I sitting on music, and people would tell me, that doesn't sound right, or that's the wrong beat for your voice, or this and that, and da 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 da. I was like, shit, but I finally put it out, and I got a good response from it. And then you put out another one, bro, for real. You get a good response from it, and it's like, why, if I would have listened to those people and just would have been like, I'm not going to put this shit out because it sucks. Because one person said they don't like it,
I wouldn't be here like still releasing music, still I'm having a great time. I'm loving doing what I do. So you could be miserable, but don't. Yeah, that's fine. Like you don't have to like it.
Also, like slow down too. Know when to slow down. I think I said kind of on that, but like I didn't do things the proper way sometimes because I was moving too fast.
Yeah,
and already trying to work on the next thing.
And
you got to think about how that affects other people too. And
for sure,
you learn from that, and you always got to like circle around with that mistake. As well. And face it. You know what I mean? Just move on and do better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, also, like, on that note, even with people that you don't even directly, even people like nowadays, we didn't have to deal with this, but like kids do nowadays, like comments on their products and just ignore that stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Also, if it's nothing but positive, be modest too. Like, try to like say, okay, like, you're doing something good.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't make you have a big head.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, keep your head down still.
Uh-huh.
Because that only, like, I feel like it also improves your work at the same time.
For sure, it does.
Because I think that also can take you to a weird place with, if you're getting nothing but likes or love.
Yeah.
You can become complacent.
Yeah, I know cats who have put out one project and they got a good response from it. And they thought, well, that's it. I don't need to do anymore. I'm going to go on a world tour. I'm going to be in London and Tokyo. And
my man.
I'll be on my private, I'm going to be kicking it with fucking Q-Tip. And like, no, man, put out another one. Like, keep going, don't stop. Like, be humble, but have a positive work ethic,
Yeah, man, and just do good and get to know your community, too. I think that's how we all did it.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we were doing. It just happened.
Bro, it's so important. Yeah,
it just happened.
You could be the illest whatever, but if you don't know your community, like, who's going to support you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So definitely, like, I was talking to Soy about this. Like, I'm trying to go to different shows. Like, I want to go see a band from Albuquerque, that I wouldn't normally go see, or I want to go to a poetry slam, you know what I mean? And show support there, because that's your community as well, not just one little simple few people that are doing a certain thing. You need to go out and meet everybody and keep that going. So, but yeah, man, I think that's important.
Yeah.
Getting to know your community. That's dope you said that, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like we could have done better at some things.
Mm-hmm.
There were some, like, crew beefs here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing really crazy.
Yeah.
It was just like all of us growing.
Yeah.
And being around each other. And I was never once like not happy with what was going on too with us. And it was all like learning too.
Yeah. It's all got to be a learning experience.
And when you're with people like all the time.
Oh, yeah, dude.
More than your real family.
You're going to.
Yeah.
You're going to buck heads, dude. Yeah.
And the best thing to do is just like figure it out, man. Mm-hmm. Don't let it ruminate or hold a grudge.
Yeah, for
I feel
sure.
like, and that also brings you closer too, of what I've learned.
Yeah.
When you do have a beef or you have a disagreement, when you figure stuff out.
Yeah.
Even when both people are just like, what are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
Or, I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's when it grows a tighter bond too sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Because you got to go through those.
You got to go through those rough patches because what's the saying? There's a brighter,
Yeah.
Fool me once, don't fool me again. No, at the end of the tunnel, there's a bright light. You know what I mean? So when you go through those rough patches, it makes you stronger. The cut heals.
Yeah.
So
the cut heals, and I think we just grow stronger bonds.
Yeah.
And that's why our family's so close. Hopefully, not everybody's family is close like that. Mm-hmm. Some people can't stand each other, unfortunately, in families. And I think we can all learn from that too.
Word up, man. Totally agree.
Totes,
yeah. Well, hey, man, I think on that note, we'll end it. It's like almost an hour and 30 minutes. But
damn, dog.
Yeah, bro. We went on a mission. But yo, thanks for coming through again. I know it. We're all busy.
Hell yeah.
Especially you guys with families and other things going on.
Yeah, man, you're welcome. Hell yeah.
I feel like this is important. Like trying to get the some histories put on record. But yeah, man. I appreciate
That's
it.
dope.
I hope to work with you, talk with you soon, man, and eventually come back do another podcast.
Oh yeah.
But
Super down. Yeah, I'm
for
down
sure.
to build. Keep creating, man.
Cool. You too. And yeah. KOS Flux video on the way. No.
Peace.
Peace.